Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect Escapes. Today's beverage is a very refreshing, chilled, sparkling elderflower. So welcome back to Prison Architect Escapes. This is a series where we attempt to break out of facilities not made by me. This is prisoner Bookwell, prisoner number 969550, and this is the Grade 9 prison or Grade 9 facility. I'll put links in the description, and as always, we're going to try and break out of this thing. I'm seeing a lot of security from the very beginning. Not only do we have a perimeter wall, it's also doubled up with a fence. We've got staff-only areas, we've got lots of metal detectors and doors, but no door servos or door automation of any kind at this stage. Obviously, lots of stationing guards at the front there, all of them with tasers, including a couple with, they're armed guards as well. We've got visitation going on here. So, I mean, or just to run out the front may be possible because, like I say, there's no, remote access doors that we have to deal with, and we can probably get a set of keys and charge out the front. That may be something we attempt, maybe not. We have some quite nice cells here. These are very decently graded. They're a 4x4 cell with beds, showers. We've got bookshelves, TVs, radios, lots of sprinklers I'm noticing as well, so perhaps fire is not going to work out too well. And, well, okay, Bookwell, what are you going to do here? So, I mean, we technically could do a bit of tunneling, and the tunneling could be... right, let's have a look around, shall we? So... we've got probably no areas to get... well, there's probably no reputation pinatas around. Obviously, they're in each of the cells here. This is block 3. I'm going to assume that there's going to be 4 of them. Tunneling out to the north is almost certainly not going to be a thing. Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen. So the maker of this facility has made it very difficult to tunnel out through the wall because that is a standard wall. I think that's a fence and then a perimeter wall, so that's a lot of implements to dig through that. But I'm seeing, obviously, lots of patrols here, which is understandable. But so far, no doggos. I've not seen any dogs. Okay, interesting. I mean, as I said, if we wanted to just run out the front door, that is something we could possibly attempt. However, we'd have to do that with at least some amount of reputation. Obviously, we'd have to get things like strong and tough, most likely. Okay, let's have another look around. We've got... is this going to be a similar cell block? It is, yeah, it's basically just another copy of it. This is block 4. So, yeah, I'm going to assume that there's going to be a total of 4 in here. Unless there's some on the other side of the facility, which we haven't seen. I do like this quite large open area where we've got... I'm not too sure why there's lights lining that there, but you've got, all the weight benches in here, lots and lots of phone booths, and is this... this is, yes, a very nice... and quite large, in fact. Okay. I've been accused of, rightly so, over-engineering and overbuilding the canteen. This is on a whole new level, isn't it? That's a lot of capacity. Is this the only one in the facility? It wouldn't surprise me if it was. In terms of categories of prisoner, I'm seeing some high-risk category of inmates. I'm seeing cleaning cupboards. We've got some laundry up there. This is going to lead on to... oh, you've got infirmary. This is going to be block 1, isn't it? So there'll be cell block 1, and the door is not locked open. Okay. Bit of solitary here. Yeah, block 1. Fine. I'm just going to see what's to the left. I'm guessing it's solitary. It is. And we've got a staff-only area, we've got chapels, we've got infirmary, and, I mean, is there anything I could do, fire-wise? There's no fire suppression around this quite large solitary area. Now, even if we were to set fire to all of this, it would just put the power off, which wouldn't help. Okay, I mean, my thoughts immediately go back to tunneling, but not tunneling in the traditional way. And what I mean by that is we have... well, we got the infirmary, we've got a laundry. Is there a workshop around? I mean, we've got the cleaning cupboard, which... can you... I think you can get poison from the cleaning cupboard. That is... what is that? That is a club, but it is not a digging implement. Okay. It's currently eat time. So what I might do is I'm going to see sort of how many prisoners we have around the place. Let me just pick up this rope here, because we might as well. And we'll see, who do we have? We've got some low-risk inmates, some high-risk inmates, and no one really else around here. How curious. So I'm going to look for... There's the workshop. There is a workshop. Okay, this is good. So we can probably dig out, but not to the north. That's not something I'd attempt. There's no metal detector on that, which is curious. There is obviously metal detectors on the way in, however, but we can circumnavigate them like so. Okay. This is curious. So we can probably tunnel out, but I'm not going to tunnel, just go straight north. That's not how I'm going to do this. Because there's no doggos, it's... Well, at least I haven't seen them. We are getting into a territory now where they almost certainly would have them if they're on the facility. Like if there's anywhere you're going to have some dogs, it's next to the cells that lead to the main road. So let's see what we can do in terms of digging this way. If we get sniffed out, then that's how it is. But it means that because of the quirkiness of the metal detectors, we can probably go ahead and maybe escape via tunneling and take some items through there, because the workshop is literally just across the road here. I'm a bit hesitant to do this, however, because it's very close to being sleep time, I would imagine. Yes, so now basically there's a guard after us. Probably this guard here want to bring us into the cell. So I'm going to try and sneak past that and... Oh, hang on, wait. I'm going to stash that in there. And I'm going to pick that up and stash that in there. Okay, so two things are going to happen. Firstly, we're going to be searched. Obviously, there's nothing on our person, but then we will be escorted to the cell. So we've done basically nothing wrong in terms of, like, our actions for like getting searched. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, let's go to sleep, and we will, I think, probably pick up some of our contraband because, well, the inmates can take it. It's not uncommon for that to happen. So yes, we can definitely bring items from the workshop into here. So I'm just going to wait until those disappear, and we're going to go back into our tunnel. So we're going to get drilling, and we're going to drill to the right. And I think all of the digging implements, they're all made from the same stuff in terms of the speed in which we can dig out. And we're going to get to this wall, then a couple more foundations, and then let's hammer this one. And... yeah, we just need to get through a couple more foundations, and then we get to the outside. No, foundations, then another wall, and then it's the outside. But obviously, at any point, a dog can come past, and that's us basically rumbled. But I do want to continue on with the digging. I'm going to attempt this escape without any traits. Every time we come up from the tunnel there, it is a bit risky. So let's go ahead and head over to the left, and I think we'll grab another overstarched piece of laundry, and that'll allow us to tunnel there, back down to the workshop. This obviously might be made easier by... there it is. This might be made easier by the proximity to the edge. If we were in the middle parts of the cell block, it's highly unlikely that an escape attempt via tunneling is... Oh! Right, I've set that metal detector off, and... darn it, we're going to get searched. Oh, right, okay. So, we have been found with contraband, and I can't skip punishments. And now what's going to happen is we've got basically... a couple of hours in here. 1 hour, 50 minutes. So, that's bad. Oh, here's the thing, though. We haven't caused any violence. So, we may get away with being caught with contraband. The policy in place might be such that they don't search the cell. They certainly don't search the cell block. As for the cell, I'm not hearing anything on that front. Like, no one's come along to searchers. That was very curious, that one, because we set the metal detector off even though we didn't have anything metal. That was like a false alert. And then I thought, oh, I'll quickly dive to the left into the nearest cell and then we'll stash some stuff. That wasn't the thing to do because obviously the person who was coming to search us was literally running from the left. And I didn't have line of sight, so I should have continued round. It's the luck of the draw. Anyway, we are now going to go to... we've served our sentence here. We've not skipped anything, so we will come out. And again, we have not had our cell searched, which is handy. So we know that even with contraband, at the moment anyway, we are not going to be searched. So that is very handy indeed. So I'm just going to pick up both of these items. These are digging tools. It's a saw and a hammer. And this will set off the metal detector. So I'm going to go very quickly. Oh, no, there we go. I managed to skirt around that. You saw the little evasion we managed there. And I'm tempted to stash this stuff and then continue on, but do I need to? No, let's continue on. So we've got one more bit of flooring before we get to the wall. I'm then going to be outside, which means digging is going to be very, very quick. So let's continue on here. So the one bit of flooring, then the wall. Let's see how we get on here. There we go. And then this is going to be very easy. So this should be outside, which it is. So this is where we have there's lots of trees to our right. This is going to go up for a few more tiles before we hit a wall. And all I'm going to do is continue around this wall. And this is the danger level now because I'm now walking on the path. Now I could dig to the right. That would be pretty easy for me to do. But then I'm still having to contend with digging right over a road, which, if there are dogs, and I don't think there are, you'd think if there was some doggos around, any canine units, any woofers, then certainly they would have detected this by now. Every time we leave the tunnel, by the way, there is a chance of this being detected. Yes, it's always risky. But I do think that going across the road would be... that was risky as well. I do think going across the road is probably not the way forward because I'm still going to have to then contend with a fence and then a perimeter wall. The perimeter wall takes, I think it's like 2 to 3 full items to get through it. We've had difficulty with that in the past. However, if we go north along the road, not only because of the absence of the dogs, should we make it without incident, we just need to dig up until we hit the wall. Once we hit the wall, we then... hang on, where's the pickaxe? There it is. Once we hit the wall, we then just go under the road gate and then pop up, and that should be us done. We may... Let's just skirt around that. That's obviously we've done the... We've done taser teleporting, which is definitely a point of contention for some people. And I understand that. It is exploitation of unintended game mechanics. But we can manage to go around that metal detector and not trigger it. And I don't think that is as controversial. In fact, people have suggested it to me to use it more often. So, yeah. I wonder if the inmates can do it in-game. I tend to put the metal detectors such that you have to go through like a little channel so you can't go around them, but I don't know how effective that is or not. So heading to the north, we can see, we now already see the edge of the map, and this is where it's going to get interesting. So we might be able to get through here, and there we go. That's been a bit of Prison Architect Escapes. Alright, Prisoner Bookwell. No victims. Score is 11. 1 day, 1 hours and 33 minutes. No reputation. That is a gang member escape as well, if we're going for added bragging points. Okay, yeah, it's... I don't think it's an insecure facility. It's it's decently designed, and I like the cell blocks, and there's been a lot of thought put into it. The digging options really are very limited if you were placed in pretty much anywhere but apart from where we started. Like, we have again looked out, and we've had a bit of bad luck in recent escapes, but this certainly we've had a run of good luck in the fact that if we were placed in any of the other cell blocks, we wouldn't have been able to get out through the front area like we've just done there. So we wouldn't be able to get through the road, or to the road and then dig along it. We would have to go through perimeter wall, and, well, at least if you're going to go for the periphery, all the edges, it is wall, fence, and perimeter wall. If you'd started on those edges, it's just a matter of time, because the downside with stacking those three is that there's no way for dogs to go around and search those, because there's literally no pathway for them to patrol. That was the downside here. If there was some doggos patrolling around, we almost certainly, would have been detected on that one. Even just randomly, with the dogs walking on the main road, because if they were got a patrol, they often go around the edges if there's access. So, yeah, it was a bit of luck, and certainly can be improved with, like I say, some added dogs, even just a little bit of a gap to allow extra patrols. But if we were in, say, the middle of the facility, that would probably just been more time as well, because there's no dogs patrolling in the cell blocks. But it is what it is. I hope you have enjoyed this Prison Architect Escapes. I'll put a link in the description for the facility as always. And if you have any tips, comments, suggestions for this design, but also for other ones, escape-wise, you would like me to take a look at, then put them in the comments. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.